Hi, this is Tim from Time to Sew, and here with another workshop, this time using marbling. Um, this is something that we use as an icebreaker. We've used it to illustrate bits in alpha courses and things. So here we go, without further ado, marbling. So these are the little bottles of concentrate. First thing you need to do, as the contents tend to settle, is give them a good shake. These ones haven't been used for a little while, so I'm giving them a really good shake. The beauty of marbling is that just a little bit of colour goes such a long way, and that the equipment that you need is very basic. So first thing I'm using is just a jug of normal tap water, and the first thing I'm going to be marbling is this little plastic egg. It's the egg is rather like a ping pong ball. We have these on the website, but as you'll see later on, there's lots of different things you can marble. So first of all, I've put the egg on a stick, and I've got another stick ready to use as a stirrer. So the first thing I'm going to do is choose my colours. So take the lid off, my shaken colour, and just put a little drip on top of the water. And you can see it literally is a drip. The bottles have got those funny tops that help you to drip them, and I find just hold them upside down and tapping the base is the best way to get the stuff out. Now you'll notice when you look down on top of the water that the two colours don't mix together. It looks rather like a green and yellow fried egg. I'm adding a third colour here. It's red into the middle of the yellow, and you can see that again doesn't mix, it just pushes the yellow out. I'm then going to use my stick to pour one colour into the other. So I'm not sort of giving it a really drastic stir, but just pulling the colours together. And I've created like a swirly pattern on the top, and I'm going to dunk my egg in till it, pushing it down steadily, quite slowly, and then up quite quickly. And there you go. It is important that you don't get halfway down, lift it up and go down again. It should be just straight down and then straight up. And just to show you that egg in close up, there we go. Now, because the egg isn't porous, they only take a few moments to dry. Now there's some leftover colour on the top of the water, so I've pre-cut some card into sort of 2-inch strips, although just scrap paper is fine for this, and you can, if all you're wanting to do is to clean the water up ready for the next go. But as you can see, you get some lovely colours and patterns, and those strips of paper or card can always subsequently be used to make bookmarks and things like that, or just in card making. So I'm going to do it again. This time we're going to be dunking this wooden star. So a couple of drips of colour. This one's doesn't want to come out, but there we go, that's got it out now. From experience, you'll see I'm always putting the lids back on and doing them up nice and tight, so when I come to shake them next time, I don't throw the lid over my shoulder and spatter myself with colour, which I've done in the past. The traditional marbling that you see in the inside cover of old hardback books was done with ink, and it's the same sort of process, but will only work on a very porous surface. So you can marble card and paper, but it's a fine line between leaving it long enough for the ink and water to soak into the paper and the paper going so soggy that you can't get it out. Whereas this is acrylic based and just immediately coats the paper or the card straight away, and as you can saw with the egg, can be used on a non-porous surface. So there we go, there's the star. This wasn't pre-painted, this is just raw wood. If you pre-paint the stars with, or wood, with white, then the colours are more vibrant. But as you can see, it's quite a strong colour as it is. And again, just clearing the water. If you're doing this with a group of people, then obviously it's so much easier just to clear the colour off the top of the water rather than be changing the water each time. If you're doing a lot, then you will find that progressively you get a little build up of oil on the surface, so you need to change the water from time to time. Now I'm going to try marbling this candle. Now the natural thing to do would be to hold it by the wick, but then you find that you get the nicest pattern on the bottom of the candle where it's not going to show. So I'm going to hold it with the tips of my fingers and dunk it in, wick first. So now I've got that sorted. Obviously you need to think about the size of the jug, the depth of the jug in relation to what you're marbling. I'm going to hold it with my fingers, which will mean I'll probably get a little bit of colour on my fingers. The concentrate does take a bit of washing off, but I'm going to take the chance. Alternatively, you can put a skewer or something similar into the base of your candle so that you don't get it on your fingers. So same process, I'm just putting the colour into the water, and then I'm just going to mix the colours. Oh, sorry, I'm going to add another colour. Getting carried away here. There we go. There's my stick. Give it a little mix up. And then away I go with the candle. The way to think about it is like as if you're dunking something in a custard that's got a skin on it. The bowl needs to be big enough that the skin wraps around the item. You notice as I was putting this in, I actually spun it, which is why I've got this sort of gentle spiral around the candle of the colour, rather than straight lines. And just put some card through and clear the water. Now the next item I'm going to use is this little glass Christmas tree ornament. It's sort of a frosted glass, but it could easily just be clear glass. And exactly the same process. The water is being cleaned, and I don't know why I'm showing off ink on my hands, but there you go. And first few colours go in. First few times I did this were with quite large groups of teenagers, and I had several jugs so that people didn't have to wait very long. And but I found that it becomes quite a spectator sport, and people are quite happy to watch others and see how their eggs turn out. And people trying different techniques of spinning and lots of stirring, just several colours, one colour. It's quite a satisfying thing. As I say, the real beauty of it is that nobody fails. The other thing that's nice if you're working with a group is the fact that whatever they make can be dry in the same session for people to take away with them, rather than having to try and match finished items with children a week later. So there we go, that's cleared the water for the next go. And at the beginning I said that this is something that we've done to illustrate talks in alpha groups and similar situations. So this is something just to run through some of the things we've illustrated with the eggs. So I'll start by showing lots of eggs, all the same, that you can't tell one from another, just a big pile of identical eggs. And then saying that although we are alike one with another, God makes each of us individuals, and colouring the eggs, and however much you try, it's impossible to get two that are identical. Each has its own unique pattern. Another thing to do, to try, is starting, it's probably better actually, rather than using a plastic pot as I am here, but using a glass one and showing absolutely clear water. And then talking about our lives, that we start off when we're born completely pure and clean, and that things happen in our lives that leave a stain. Bad decisions and relationships and hurts, and as I'm talking, just adding different colours to the water and encouraging people to look in the top and saying that that clear water that we've started with, that blank canvas, has become quite a mess with everything that's happened to us, and stirring round makes it even worse. And then putting the egg in, then saying that God can take all of those things and use them and make something beautiful from them. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you decide to give it a try, I hope you enjoy your marbling. As with all of our little videos, everything that you need is available on our website at www.timetosew.com, and have a super Easter. Cheerio.